don't know. I feel like I'm here to not be apologetic, to be honest with you. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Jillian, and if you're new here, welcome. This is where we talk about the books, we sometimes drink the drinks, and we just have a grand old time. I thought it would be fun to do the no disclaimers book tag. If I can find the original person who did this, I'm going to link their video below because I've seen this tag floating around the past few months and it just sounds like a grand old time. I have a lot of opinions about a lot of things. We're just gonna get on into it. I know it says no disclaimer, but if I mention one of your favorite books, please don't take offense. The great thing about BookTube and the world is that we can all have different opinions about different things, and we can all still get along and be best friends, and yeah. So let's get on into the tag. Question number 1. What trope or tropes in books annoy you the most? I have a few. The lost princess who's been gone for years and magically comes back, and she's humanity's last hope, or the kingdom is depending on her. She's magically good at everything she does. It's just, I'm so tired of it. It feels like it's in every young adult fantasy book, and I am just over it, to be honest with you. I also don't like the girl who likes the guy who's like brooding and he's kind of an asshole, but then we find out he's only an asshole because something happened and he needs to pretend to be an asshole to guard himself and the people around him. Those two tropes have been so overdone. I feel like we can move on from those. And like, they're everywhere. Why can't we move past them? Question number 2 is going to piss a lot of people off. Which writer or writers do you feel are overrated or overhyped? Sorry in advance. The people I'm about to mention are huge favorites here on BookTube. If I squint my eyes and look at it sideways, I can see why people would love them. But they're just not my cup of tea, or I think they're good, but just a little bit overhyped. Number 1 is Cassandra Clare. I read the first 3 Shadowhunter books and I loved The Infernal Devices, but we have like 15 books in the same universe now, and I just think it's so much, so overdone, and like, can she do anything else? Don't hurt me. God. Rainbow Rowell is a little teeny tiny bit overrated. I know, everyone loves her, she's great. Carry On gets all of this hype, and I didn't like that book at all. Her books are good, but I just think they're a little teeny tiny bit overrated. And my number 1 most overhyped author that everyone on BookTube loves is Victoria Aveyard. And I know everyone loves Red Queen, but she gets a lot of hype for a series that is based on the popular points in every young adult book from the last decade. I can't get behind that. Sorry. Question number 3. What are your least favorite books that you've read since joining BookTube? So I'm going to answer this 2 ways. I'm going to answer with the worst book I've read since actually physically making BookTube videos, and then the worst book I've read because of BookTube. My least favorite book I've read since being here is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. It was like 300 pages. It was a slow-moving plot. The pacing was awkward. The characters were terrible. It's a very polarizing book. Some people love it, some people hate it. I unfortunately gave it 1 star. I would say for the second part of this answer, my least favorite or most disappointing books I've read because of BookTube are, like I said in the last question, Red Queen, and also Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I probably gave each of these books 2 stars. Red Queen was just a bunch of recycled ideas, and it just felt so unoriginal. Carry On was Harry Potter, but really poorly executed. The stories were not compelling because they were just recycled plot lines. Sorry, world, I know everyone loves them, Question number 4 is a terrible ending that ruined an otherwise quality book. Let's start with the obvious here. Yeah, we all know that Allegiant completely ruined the Divergent series. In terms of like a book that was ruined, not a series, I'm gonna have to go with Wink Poppy Midnight by, I'm not gonna get this name right, so bear with me, April Genevieve Cholke, maybe? Perhaps? And it was like a kind of mysterious book, a mysterious plot line, but the ending just didn't make any sense. None of my questions were answered. It read like a really compelling mystery, and then just the ending left me having more questions and more frustrations than the entirety of the book did. I'm also gonna have to go with another like overhyped book on BookTube, which was Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. That book had the potential for the main character to learn so much. At the end of the book, I honestly just felt like, 1, she didn't learn anything. 2, nothing got resolved. And 3, she was just more of a brat than when she started her journey. There was so much room for a great story there. Oh, that's probably the reason I will never read another Lauren Oliver book ever again. Question number 5. Which fictional characters do you wish were not killed off? Question number 6. What are some of your bookish pet peeves? 1 is dog earring. It hurts me. I'm the type of person that when I order a book from Amazon or Barnes & Noble and it comes and the pages are a little bent or dented, I lose my mind and get anxiety over it because I don't want to ruin any of my books. So when I see people physically dog earring them on purpose, I like, why would you do that? And also people that like lick their fingers before they turn a page, because that is so gross. First of all, how many other people have touched this page? Second of all, I don't even want to touch that book now because your spit's on it. Question number 7. What are some books you feel should have more recognition? His Dark Materials series by Philip Pullman. It is the best children's book I have ever read. My favorite series of all time. I've heard it talked about in passing on BookTube. It does not get nearly enough attention and recognition. The story is so great. It's perfect for children. It's perfect for adults. Teenagers, like, it's great. I'm also going to go with something a little bit more obscure and say The Looking Glass Wars by Frank Bador. I don't remember this series as well as I should, I assure you. But I did read this, and I want to say middle school, maybe high school, and it's the only Alice in Wonderland retelling I have enjoyed. It was such a good plot, such great storytelling, so much action, the characters were great. This one completely redid the characters, and the Mad Hatter was this badass spy named Hatter Madigan, so like, that is enough reason to read. Question number 8. What are your thoughts on censorship and banning books? I think it's really sad and really terrible. Just because you don't agree with someone's work or their opinions in a book, it doesn't mean that they're irrelevant. They're one person's ideas. And I think it does a disservice to our children and our youth and the people learning about literature if we are banning books. It opens people's minds. It makes them look at things in different ways, and I just can't personally get on board with banning books. That's just limiting someone's intake of knowledge and limiting free speech. And that is not cool, in my humble opinion. Question number 9 is, who do you tag? I tag everyone who hasn't done this tag because this was great fun. Let me know what your thoughts on book bans are. I feel like it's a very popular opinion to be against book bans, but I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. My name's Jill, I love books, and I will see you in another video. Bye!
I hear